Crazy scenes as Namibia get their first ever victory over in the AFCON. Can they make the last 16? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again on a prediction video today. We're looking forward to South Africa up against Namibia, that's right, over in the AFCON. And we'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things AFCON related, Blabber Novels related, world football related. Oh, here, boys. Under one roofski, would you, Adam and Evid, of course. Namibia doing bits, of course, over in the AFCON. And of course, now, within touching distance of the last 16, of course, we'll take a look at it, all of it in a second, of course. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons who are. And of course, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Your one-stop shop for AFCON continues as we look forward to this one. That's right, over in Group E. It is, of course, South Africa. And against Namibia, of course. It's going to take place this coming 21st of Jan at the Amadou Gulabali Stadium. That's right. And of course, these two sides familiar foes, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But South Africa qualified as Group K runners-up on the 20th of March 2023. This is their 11th tournament. They were champions back in 1996, and they were there back in 2019. Hugo Broos is your manager there, with Thibaut Mokoena, your star man. Of course, 40 to 1 to go the distance. I do have them making the last 16, but they've got it all to do now. Let's take a look at, of course, South Africa's resume so far. Looks like this, of course, to open up with that 2-0 loss to Mali, of course, which wasn't much of a surprise, but they set themselves up with this zing-zong affair against Namibia, where, of course, they've got it all to do, goodness gracious me, because they need the 3 points to get themselves in the discussion for at least a third-place berth, and I think Tunisia is going to be prove to be too much difficult for this South African side. So already it cost one of their lives. They can't really afford to lose a second one. And of course, I think this one's going to be a toughie none the same. Let's take a look at the squad then, shall we? For South Africa, the Williams between the sticks, Modima, Mavala, Zulu, Mudau there, Sito, Zwane, Mokoena, Tau, Magoba, and Lepsa up top. That's, of course, the South Africans. What about the Namibians then? They, of course, qualified as Group C runners-up on the 12th of September 2023. This is their 4th finals. 2019 was the last yet to get out of the group stages, but right now, it's looking pretty good for the Namibians. That's right. Colin Benjamin is your manager there, with Peter Saluli, your star man. 201 to go the distance. Group stages was my prediction, but of course it is looking very, very promising for them. After that big 1-0 win over Tunisia. And that's not just a win over a minnow, it's a win over one of the heavy hitters, if not the favourites for this group. Sets themselves up now for, of course, a South African game, which of course could go either way. And I think a point should be enough for Namibia to at least guarantee themselves a spot as a runners-up or a third-place team, none the same, of course. Currently they find themselves second alongside Mali, of course, who also opened up with a win over in their respective match. Take a look then at the squad then on the left-hand side. Of course, we've got Kapluza, Gerhardt, we've got Atamina, Cabrera, Nyambe, of course, Setembe, Petrus, Hanabus, Hotto, Muzu, and Chezeya up top. That's, of course, the Namibians. What about the numbers then? Now, these two sides have played each other 7 times. In 2010, we've got 3 wins for South Africa, nothing from Namibia. 4 draws, of course. And Namibia coming in just very much unfancied in the form books. 42% form, though, for the South Africans, though, with just 1 win in 6. Up against the Namibia side, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're on 58% form for them heading into this match. Of course, last time around, though, it was a 0-0 draw back in September 2023. In fact, the last 3 between these two sides have ended up all square, of course. But the bookies on this one do probably fancy, I think, South Africa on this one, but we'll have to see. South Africa even seems for the victory. 3 to 1 is Namibia. They are the underdogs, and of course 11 to 5 is of course the draw. But the public vote is out there. 89% have gone with South Africa. Namibia have gone with Namibia has just got 11% of the vote. The draw has 0. Of course, it is a very, very early poll. Quick look at the vote, and of course I've got And what about me? My prediction for this one, well, it is a tight one, of course. I am actually going to play it a little bit cautious here. I'm going to go with a score draw. I think South Africa will get something out of this one. I think Namibia will do all their best to make sure that win against Tunisia counts for something. Because I think if they lose this one, they're going to probably lose the second one or their third match. And of course, that win against Tunisia will mean absolutely nothing. So they need to park the bus, be very, very cautious, do what they did against Tunisia, being airtight at the back, and of course, hopefully salvage something out of this game to make themselves at least one of the best third-place teams in this competition. That's my take on this one. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Of course, we look forward to seeing these guys return for match number 3. But until then, subscribe, thumbs up. Catch you later for the next one.